In years, it take you to come back out from prison to come put back dancehall on the map. That's the can influence people. So going on, man still a fight to be the king, and if him still be the king, dancehall now move. I wonder which woman I cook food with Foota. Me, you know why you still a go off a cartel? Because you say I shine around cartel. That is your problem. There's no other.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Daily Scoop. Today, we are diving into another major conversation happening around Jamaican dancehall, and this one has several layers. We have MC Nuffy defending the influence and legacy of Vybz Kartel. We have Masicka sitting at the center of another wave of discussion, and Skillibeng, who appear to be making increasingly confident move around the Masicka conversation. So, guys, we have a lot to unpack, so let's get started. First, MC Nuffy, because his comments are probably the biggest talking point coming out of this entire situation. Nuffy's argument is straightforward. He believes Vybz Kartel influence on dancehall is so significant that the industry has to acknowledge it, regardless of whether somebody personally spoke or support Kartel or not. And Nuffy made a particularly important point. He pointed out that Vybz Kartel spent roughly 13 years behind bars, and after returning to the public space, his presence immediately became a major force in dancehall. Now, whether you agree with every part of that argument or not, there is something undeniable here. Vybz Kartel names still generate enormous attention. His music still create conversations. His movements still generate headlines. His releases still bring people into debate, and his influence on the younger generation of dancehall artists is difficult to ignore. That is why MC Nuffy is saying that when artists start performing in arenas and commanding bigger paydays, people should remember the artists who helped establish that standard. And according to Nuffy, Kartel is one of those people. Think about the dancehall landscape before Kartel returned. There were plenty of talented artists. There were songs, there were international performances, there were major festivals. But the return of one of the genre's most recognizable figure immediately created another level of attention. And that's what influence look like. Influence does not necessarily mean everybody likes you. Influence means your presence changes the conversation. When Kartel move, people discuss it. When he releases music, people discuss it. When another artist respond to him, people also discuss it. When someone praise him, people discuss it. When someone criticize him, people discuss it. That level of attention is itself evidence of cultural influence. But does Kartel's success mean everybody else has to lose? Absolutely not. And this is where the conversation needs some balance. You can recognize Vybz Kartel's contribution to dancehall without saying that no other artist matters. You can recognize Masicka without disrespecting Kartel. You can support Alkaline without disrespecting Masicka. You can support Mavado without pretending Kartel never exists. Dancehall has always been built around competition. That is part of its DNA. The problem comes when competition turns into an argument where one artist's success automatically has to be represented another artist's failure. That's not necessarily how the music business works. There can be multiple successful artists at the same time. Now let's talk about Skillibeng, because this is where the conversation becomes particularly interesting. Skillibeng has been making moves that some fans interpret as indirect shots at Masicka. One example is that Skillibeng sharing content featuring Masicka music. The song mentioned is Spent from Masicka Forever project. On the surface that might sound harmless, but context matters. Skillibeng was in Dubai and the conversation quickly became about the lifestyle described in Masicka lyrics. That led some fans to interpret Skillibeng post as a statement along the line of, you are talking about this lifestyle, but I am actually living it. No, that's an interpretation. We should be careful not to present an interpretation as a confirmed fact. But regardless of what Skillibeng intended, the post generate the conversation, and that's what social media does. One post can create a debate that lasts for days. The dancehall hierarchy has also become a part of the conversation. For years, artists have used titles like King, Prince, General, Don, Boss, and other names to establish their position. Skillibeng has previously been associated with the idea of being a major figure in the newer generation. At the same time, Vybz Kartel has long been referred to as one of dancehall king. So when a younger artist presents himself as the major force, naturally people start comparing him with whoever currently occupies that space in their mind. That is how competition works. And that's why Masicka becomes a part of the discussion, because Masicka has also established himself as one of the leading artists of his generation. So now fans are asking, who is ahead? Who is the future? Who deserves the crown? And perhaps the better question is, why can't there be more than one major star? Masicka has already spoken about the competitive nature of dancehall, and I think that statement deserves more attention than the social media arguments. Dancehall is competitive. Artists are competing for streams, they are competing for bookings, they are competing for festival slots, they are competing for radio play, they are competing for international recognition. So competition itself should not be shocking. The real issue is how that competition is handled. Can artists compete without allowing the situation to become destructive? Can they release music and let the fans debate? Can they challenge others artistically? That's where the culture becomes exciting. Then we get to some of the colorful language surrounding the debate. The word crocodile started becoming part of the conversation, and this is classic dancehall behavior. Dancehall has always used creative names, metaphor, animals, titles, and coded language to describe opponents. Fans then take those words and turn them into entire narrative. One person say one thing, another person respond, the fans choose sides, then social media turn the entire situation into a competition. But at the end of the day, the important question is, will any of this actually produce music? Because that is what I want to see. If the tension becomes inspiration for great songs, then the culture benefits. If it becomes nothing but social media arguments, then everybody's simply generating content. So that is where we're going to leave it for today. But my question to you is MC Nuffy right that Vybz Kartel deserve more respect for the influence he has had on modern dancehall? And do you think Skillibeng is deliberately sending messages toward Masicka, or are fans reading too much into social media? Drop your thoughts in the comments and keep it respectful. If you enjoy the breakdown, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the Daily Scoop, turn on your notifications, and share this video with another dancehall fan. Until next time, keep your eyes on the culture.